Dude, okay, so 25% of my following is men, and I get that most of you follow me just because you think I'm hot, which is like, great, thanks for the views. However, anytime I post something besides a fucking thirst trap and I actually show a little bit of like having a personality or having an opinion about something, y'all are all up in my comments saying ignorant, stupid shit, trying to start arguments every fucking day. Every day. And you wonder why we don't like men. Y'all are doing it to yourselves. Literally, you cannot expect women to just exist for your fucking pleasure and not have a personality or opinions about anything. I got a lot of fucking opinions, and if you don't like them, unfollow me. Let me make something very clear. I have been roasting misogynistic men since the moment I stepped foot onto this app. Yet every time I make a video clapping back to somebody's dusty ass son, there's always the inevitable comments about, you're just as bad as he is, why are you giving this attention, you're better than this. Bitch, no I'm not! This space has always been and always will be first and foremost a safe space for the girls, gays, and theys. Never one fucking time have I said this is a safe space for cis straight males. Men have been harassing and belittling women since the beginning of fucking time. It's 2021. We are no longer sitting here silently and taking it. Being a creator on an app does not give anyone the right to disrespect you for no reason. Just be a decent human. And if you're gonna come to my page to troll, make sure you can take it back, plus tax. If these guys are leaving me these comments, I promise they're doing it to other women too. When I roast these shrimps in their mom's basement, it's for all of us. And as always, if this content doesn't apply to you, then I'm not talking about you. If you're not a misogynist, if you have more than 2 brain cells popping around, if you actually respect women, then have a good day.
Gentlemen, I tell you what, some of these women are so desperate for attention, okay? You hear the cries, you hear the screeches, gentlemen. Why don't men value me for anything other than my body? You know, why don't they respect my intelligence? Why don't they respect my opinions? Gentlemen, we are here on that woman's Instagram page right now, just taking a bit of a look. As you can see, every single photo is of herself. You know, she's posing, she's in different locations, guys. And this woman has a whopping, okay, first of all, she's a single mother of 3. She preaches self-love and good vibes. She has a TikTok account with 3.8 million followers on it, right? And how many posts has this woman got? 121 posts, guys. Yeah, why don't men value me for anything other than my looks? Guys, this is the, you know, the stuff that you see time and time again. I mean, this photo right here, guys, she's in parking lots. She's, you know, got certain bits and pieces out just absolutely everywhere. And she's just asking the question, why don't guys value my personality? I mean, I don't know, man. But I'm going to pull up this TikTok right here, gentlemen.
Dude.
And we're going to be going through some of the stuff that she has said today. We're going to be continuing through these videos. But let me just tell you guys something about the internet. And I'm sure that you gentlemen are all aware of this. But if you get on the internet and you tell people to stop doing something because it annoys you, be prepared for whatever that is to tenfold. Okay, people will come there just to piss you off now. But guys, you know, before we crack in, we got here a single mother of 3, gentlemen. Obviously, she's against all the misogynistic men, and we're going to be breaking down what she has to say. We're going to go through the first 2 videos first, and then we will see. I think there's a couple of others that we will be taking a look at. So let's just jump through this, guys. Let's just dive right in. Make sure to leave your comments and your thoughts as we go through.
Dude, okay, so 25% of my following is men, and I get that most of you follow me just because you think I'm hot, which is like, great, thanks for the views. However...
And that right there, gentlemen, is the opinion of every single girl that these white knights and etc., certain kind of words I can't say on the internet, when you're following a girl, guys, like when these girls are posting pictures of themselves and they've got a following full of dudes, they don't value the guys. They just look at you as like the next view, the next like, the next thing to boost her ego. That's why these girls get on dating apps, man. They don't get on dating apps to actually date. They will here and there, you know, they'll hook up with a really attractive guy. But they're just doing it because, oh, yep, I've got that next like, I've got that next piece of attention, guys. It's all about the desperate need for attention.
Anytime I post something besides a fucking thirst trap and I actually show a little bit of like having a personality or having an opinion about something, y'all are all up in my comments saying ignorant, stupid shit, trying to start arguments every fucking day.
Yeah, it's almost like your personality is, you know, not conducive to people liking you. Okay? And I don't say that to be an a-hole, right? It's like if you put your personality out there and you're getting such a big backlash from your following about it, like, guys, different social media apps, gentlemen, they do 90% of the work for you. They try and cultivate a following that agrees with what you say. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like there'll be people out there who will hate this channel. They'll hate Taylor the Fiend, okay, and they're fine in that opinion. I personally couldn't give a crap, guys. But wherever you go on the internet, you have to be doing some wrong stuff for your following to just like not like you. You know what I mean? They're supposed to be your following. Okay? So when, if you've got tons of dudes in your comments saying that your personality is garbage, I mean, maybe there's some validity to it, right? People always want to get on the internet and they're like, oh, the trolls, I get trolled so much. Usually the trolls have a point, right? Like when some, people leave mean comments here and there, it's whatever. But, when people are leaving a lot of comments, generally they actually have a point, right? Like when people say, oh, Taylor, your audio is garbage, right? And I get 50 comments saying the audio is garbage. Probably the audio is garbage. You know what I mean? I don't come out here and go, oh, look at the trolls in my comments, guys. Why don't they just accept my crappy audio? It's like, no,
Every day. And you wonder why we don't like men. Y'all are doing it to yourselves. Literally, you cannot expect women to just exist for your fucking pleasure and not.
I don't know any dudes really that believe that at all. Like, and I've spoken to so many dudes, man. I don't think guys just walk around with the idea that girls are just supposed to be pleasure for them. Not at all. I think a lot of guys look up to women, unfortunately. I think a lot of guys pedestalize women and they treat them, far better than they deserve to be treated. Now, that's not to say that that girls deserve to be treated poorly. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that guys typically put them on a pedestal, right? A lot of girls, they'll do absolutely nothing, and we got dudes out here treating them like queens, and these girls are going around calling themselves queens, and we all know that that's not the case, okay? But, dudes treat you pretty well off the bat. Again, I would love to see, man, all these girls like crying on the internet, if they were turned into they were not right. If all of them were turned into a man, but they were not given the time period that they would be a man for, you know what I mean? So they just had to, and then we'd like turn it off after a year. Guys, these people would lose their damn minds. Can you imagine like an individual like this not getting attention? Because that's what it's like to be a man. For 90% of dudes, man, you don't get attention. Okay, you just exist, right? But these girls, again, this woman right here, guys, is complaining about getting a lack of attention for her personality. But let me just make this clear. You guys can't see it, but off the side here, this video has 251,000 likes on it. Okay? Like, this video has been viewed millions of times, and she's like, oh, I don't get enough attention. It's like, okay, bro.
Not have a personality or opinions about anything. I got a lot of fucking opinions, and if you don't like them, unfollow me.
That's probably why people, aren't interested in engaging. It's like, okay, fantastic. You have all of these opinions. It's like, so does everyone else. Everybody's got an opinion. Oh, here's my thoughts on this. Here's my thoughts on that. It's like, that doesn't mean that people have to like your opinions. Guys, I make this point so many times, but if people come to my channel, like if they come to this channel, they watch videos with us and they come to hate it, that's fair enough. That's their opinion. But like to go, oh, you have to accept everything that I say. It's like, no, people don't have to accept everything you say, right? That's the point. That's what putting yourself in front of a lot of people is going to do. Not everybody's going to agree with you, and that's totally fine. But girls like this, man, they've just got to have everybody agree with them, all right? Or else they lose their damn minds. But let's continue on to the next video because this one is even funnier. Alrighty, let's have a look. And as well, guys, if you didn't catch it, this woman's tatted up. You guys can't see it. It's a bit off the screen here, but she's got like a sleeve tattoo going on. If you caught the one in the last video, she's got a tattoo on the side of her neck. Guys, once again, I just want to mention that this lady right here is a single mother. Let's continue.
Let me make something very clear. I have been roasting misogynistic men since the moment I stepped foot onto this app. Yet every time I make a video clapping back to somebody's dusty ass son, there's always the inevitable comments about, you're just as bad as he is, why are you giving this attention, you're better than this. Bitch, no I'm not! This space.
I mean, I couldn't have summed it up better myself, Guys, like, any type of comment that's left on their videos, guys, it'll keep them up at night, man. These girls, and guys, like, I'm completely zoning out here. Not gonna lie, guys. When I watch videos like this, what happens is, I've made this comment before, but you guys know, like, the Simpsons movie, right? The one, like, the movie where, the dome goes over Springfield. There's a scene in that movie, right, where Marge is talking to Homer, and in Homer's head, there's like a monkey just clapping together cymbals because he's not listening. That's me watching these videos, guys. I apologize. Like, I just have no idea what she just said at the first 18 seconds of that. I just hear, like, you know, like chirping. Let's go again.
Something very clear. I have been roasting misogynistic men since the moment.
Okay, yeah, that was the point I was going to make, okay? These girls always bring up the M word, right? But you notice how they never define it? Like, they just never, ever define it, man. I swear, if you were to sit down and ask these girls what that word means, they would not know what it means at all. In fact, they would not even know what the equivalent misandry means, probably. But, you know, in before this woman looks up the dictionary definition and screams at me over direct message, right? Like, it's... I don't know, man. These girls always bring up the M word, but then they never seem to define it. It's just, oh, dudes in their comments, dudes in my comments. Yeah, what are the guys saying? You know, what are the? Because you can pull out. Look, you can pull out a stupid comment on like any video on the internet. That's fair enough, okay. But if a dude's coming to your comments and you know they're making points and stuff like that, like oftentimes there's some truth to it.
Moment I step foot onto this app. Yet every time I make a video clapping back to somebody's dusty ass son, there's always the inevitable comments about, you're just as bad as he is, why are you giving this attention, you're better than this. Bitch, no I'm not! This space has always been and always will be first and foremost a safe space for the girls, gays, and theys. Never one fucking time have I said this is a safe space for cis straight males. Men?
Yeah, we know. And the reason we know that is because it's very obvious, okay? Because here's the thing, guys. You cannot criticize any of the aforementioned groups that she just said there. But the moment you criticize a dude, oh, everybody's like, hell yeah, you go, queen. Like, I deleted the slide where I can show you guys the comments to this video. I'll remake it. But off to the side, guys, there's all these girls in the comments, man. Say it louder, you go, queen. All this kind of crap, man. Thousands of likes on this garbage, right? Saying, you know... And nobody seems to notice the fact that what she's essentially doing is she's creating an area that's actually against dudes. Like, it is by default bad for you to be a straight man in the current year. Like, that's the point where we're getting at, guys. And like, I made this point like a couple of videos ago, but maybe there's probably a good portion of you guys that haven't seen it. In a recent video, I actually mentioned that, guys, if you didn't know, in the back end of YouTube, okay, when you upload a video and like you want to turn on monetization for it, okay, you can turn on different ranks for what your video is, right? So one of those ranks, there's like different sections, okay, but one of them is like, does your video include any, any negative speech about protected groups? Okay, guess what the protected groups are, guys? They're the things that she mentioned. Guess what the unprotected groups are, guys? Men. For one, men, right? And I can't really go into the other ones because, YouTube will have a fit over it, right? But, guys, there are certain things you can criticize on the internet, and there are certain things that you cannot. And the things that you can criticize, apparently, are dudes.
Men have been harassing and belittling women since the beginning of fucking time. It's 2021. We are no longer sitting here silently and taking it. Being a creator on an app does not give anyone the right to disrespect you for no reason. Just be a decent human. And if you're
These people are not disrespecting you for no reason. Like, that's the thing, right? These dudes aren't just coming here. Yes, true. Some of them are going there just to piss you off because you make videos like this, and that's why they're there, because they know that they can get a reaction out of you. It's going to happen. Welcome to the internet, okay? That's what happens when you feed the trolls, right? I hesitate to call them even trolls, guys. Like, that's the point where I'm at with this. But yeah.
If you're gonna come to my page to troll, make sure you can take it back, plus tax. If these guys are leaving me these comments, I promise they're doing it to other women too. When I roast these shrimps in their mom's basement, it's for all of us. And as always, if this content doesn't apply to you, then I'm not talking about you. If you're not a misogynist, if you have more than 2 brain cells popping around, if you actually respect women, then have a good day.
And I love, guys, we're going to move on from this video in a second, okay? But something I wanted to point out to you gentlemen there is she's like, oh, this video is only directed towards the M word men, the guys who don't respect girls or whatever. But except, no, it's not. Okay, it was directed, in your own words, at men in their entirety, straight men. In fact, your video is directed at. You literally took out a few seconds there, to mention how it is not a safe space for straight men, but it's a safe space for women, gays, whatever else, right? But yeah, let's just see what they want to do, guys. Is they want to say crap, and then they, like, 2 seconds later, they want to be like, oh no, I didn't say that. Like, don't let these girls sweep it under the rug, man. It's so disgusting. Anyway, we're going to pull this up. I wanted to show you one final time before we jump into the next video, guys. But once again, why won't dudes respect me, okay? Like, here's the thing, gentlemen. Making an Instagram like this, okay? How many posts does this have again? Let's have a look. 121 posts, okay? She's probably had more. What is this? Her highlight is nails, outfits, quotes, makeup, and skincare. Wow, that's just something, isn't it? Okay, but guys, like, the amount of effort that this takes to make, right? This girl she's putting on outfits, she's going to specific locations, she's probably got a friend who's a photographer to come and help her, to do these things. These don't seem to be professional photos to me, at least. These seem like a kind of like a DIY with a friend trip to parking garages and all that, right? But guys, like, the amount of hours that this woman has put into her online persona is just absolutely ridiculous, man. Maybe we'll set her up with like a talking character or something, maybe she'll do a little bit better. But let's continue on to the next video, guys, because believe it or not, there is another one. So let's take a look at this. As you can see, this one, she's going to be responding to a person who says, "You're not a single mother, you co-parent with your ex." So let's take a look. So this is obviously one of the trolls that she has an issue with, and I just want to point out that when these girls respond to quote-unquote trolls, they're usually responding to the lowest hanging fruit. Plenty of guys have, what can be considered better criticisms than this, but let's continue.
All right, I'm gonna respond to this just because I've seen some other dumbass videos on here invalidating mothers' experiences as single moms if their baby daddy is in the picture at all. Let me clear something up for you guys, okay? Yes, my baby daddy is in the picture. I have my kids 90% of the time. I am single and I am a mother. Okay, I do bedtime and bath time by myself every fucking night, tucking them in by myself. I wake up in the morning and I pack their little school lunches and write their little notes on their napkins by my fucking self. I get them to school, I pick them up from school. I pay for their private school. I kiss their fucking boo-boos. I take them to the doctor. I take them to their therapies. I take them to gymnastics. I do every single thing by myself. And you are not gonna come on here and invalidate my struggles and my experience as a single.
I swear, man, if I had to pause it right there just because, like, I'm getting exhausted. Like, guys, I'm getting exhausted listening to this, right? I just went and did, what did I do today? Back and biceps was today, right? I'm kind of exhausted, guys. I'm about ready to go to bed. Like, and at this point, like, I'm just getting more fatigued as I watch this, right? But here's the point I want to make, guys. I swear, right? If I turn off the recording to this video and I go to this woman's Instagram and I see an OF account, I swear, man, like, this girl better not be on camera here talking about her struggles and have an OF account. Like, if I look after this and there's one there, like, I wouldn't even be surprised, okay? Now, fair play, she might not, okay? But, whenever you hear the talks of, like, struggles and how difficult it is, and guys, like, I really don't have sympathies for single mothers, and the reason that I don't have sympathy for single mothers is because, it all comes down to their judgment, okay? If a girl gets with a dude, right, and I'm not talking about girls whose husbands aren't around for, for unlucky reasons, shall we say, right? If the girl has chosen a dude and that dude, is no longer around just because either she fell out of love or he didn't want to deal with her, I would consider that the woman's responsibility. And the reason why I consider it that is because it is her decision who she takes as a boyfriend, who she takes as a father figure to her kids, right? These girls want to act as though it's the dude's decision that this happens. You know what I mean? It's like, you can choose what guy to get with, okay? If you choose a deadbeat, or if you choose a good man and then you decide to screw him over, in either case, I have no sympathy for you. Make better decisions.
Single mother just because my baby daddy sees them sometimes. They're his fucking children. Good for him. I'm single and I'm a mother. What the fuck? What kind of... It just doesn't even make sense. All right.
And as you can see, guys, like you get a full view of the tattoos and stuff like that. Okay, like I just want you guys to imagine, and I bring this point up quite a few times with different girls that are on the show, right? Is like, can you guys imagine you're in a relationship with this woman and like you're trying to have a discussion, and what you get is just like this voice right here. Let me play it. This right here.
His fucking children. Good for him. I'm single and I'm a mother. What the fuck? What kind
You know what I mean, guys? Like it just but you know, as far as you know, people pressing on you and saying like, oh, you know, you're not a single mother. Who the hell cares, guys? Nobody. I don't understand why these girls have to get on the internet, and I'm being facetious when I say that. Okay, it's all about attention. But they're always like, you know, why can't people just not invalidate my struggle? It's like, ma'am, you have 405,000 video. Excuse me, 405,000 likes on this video alone, and you're crying about a handful of men in the comments, quote unquote, invalidating your experience. Like, do you not have better things to be worried about? You know, this is why people probably come to the comments and be like, you know, what's she doing? Like, why is she out at the club? Why is she doing X, Y, Z? Shouldn't she be taking care of her kids? But instead, she's here on TikTok, you know, complaining that people invalidate her experiences. Like, who the hell cares? These are strangers on the internet, bro. These are, you don't even know these dudes, and you're getting like, it's such an issue for you. I don't really understand. And here's the thing, okay? If you make a video like this and you're addressing these comments, dudes are just going to send more comments to you because they know it gets under your skin. And a lot of them are correct, okay? Again, this was kind of a low-hanging logical argument. Like, you can make a logical argument against this pretty easily. Like, obviously, she's going to be a single mother, regardless of whether, you know, because she's not with the father, so technically she's still single, right? That's a low-hanging fruit to make an argument from. But there are plenty of dudes in the comments just roasting this woman. I'm going to make that comment screen again so you can see it. But let's just play one more section of this before we continue on with today's episode.
at all. Let me clear something up for you guys, okay? Yes, my baby daddy's in the picture. I have my kids 90% of the time. I am single and I am a mother, okay?
And you know how like you could just tell things, man, from like the way they say things. Like if I didn't tell you guys that this woman was a single mother, I reckon a lot of you could have just absolutely guessed from the first two videos. I reckon a good percentage of you guys watching right now would have been able to tell that this woman right here is a single mother. Like, how hilarious is that? But guys, we're going to be continuing on with today's show. I have a couple of things to show you guys before today's episode ends. But just, I want to do a quick shout out if I can pull up the right damn screen here, man. I just want to give a shout out once again to the artist responsible for, you know, helping this show along, guys. In case you're wondering, my character, my avatar, a lot of the avatars on the thumbnails and stuff like that were all made by an artist named the Gecko Ninja. Now, just a bit of a warning, guys, he does a lot of NSFW art, but guys, if you're interested in having a character made or you need some art done, make sure to hit him up, okay? Without him, this show really wouldn't run, guys. I link him in every video description, so if you're interested in that, I get a lot of you guys asking me, you're like, you know, Taylor, where'd you get your character from? Who did it? And I have him linked in the description every single time, guys, so I just wanted to do another shout out to him because, again, guys, like, the show just wouldn't run without him. The thumbnails wouldn't look nearly as good. Okay, I wouldn't have this character to be able to speak to you guys with. Okay, so just again, a quick warning: the guy does NSFW art a lot, but you know, if you're looking for a character or something like that, guys, be sure to hit him up. His art style is just absolutely insane, and he made all of these, guys. These are all avatars that I use on my thumbnails. You can see with the different expressions. He made them all, guys. So I just wanted to give a shout out to him, and I should really do that a bit more often. But guys, we're going to be continuing on with today's show. I'm going to pull up a final article to show you guys. It's honestly just a little bit hilarious. So let me see if I can pull up the right bloody screen here, because I get the feeling I'm not going to be able to do it. I think it's this one, so let's just risk it. Here it is. Okay. So we have an article here, guys, and up the top it is titled, this is from the New York Times, by the way, so again, not a small publication, and it says, the title, excuse me, is Portraits of Single Mothers by Choice. A photojournalist captured the lives of 4 women who chose to become mothers on their own. So let's take a little bit of a read, shall we, guys? For the past 3 years, 4 women in New York and New Jersey opened their lives to me as they struggled to get pregnant, navigated the adoption and foster care systems, and juggled a new life with children, all on their own. They are single mothers by choice, a growing number of women who choose to become a parent without a partner. Now, guys, right off the bat, I just want to make this absolutely clear. If a girl is a single mother, okay, and the father is not out of the picture, just due to unlucky circumstances, shall we say. Like the guy is no longer around at all, right? Girls are single mothers by choice, guys. You think that these girls going out here, man, they're getting in relationships, they're getting in marriages, and then they get somehow their relationship just dissipates, right? That's the girl's choice, man. That is the girl's choice. I know so many dudes, man, whether it be from like far away, or I even know a handful of dudes in real life, right? Who are closer to my circle, right? Man, I know guys who they can't see their kids anymore, okay? And it's not, and their relationships fall apart and stuff like that. And the guys would do anything to hold these relationships together, guys. Single mothers are typically single mothers by choice, okay? By default, okay? It is, it is a very slim possibility that it is not her choice, guys. So please don't let these girls get away with the lack of accountability that they try to place upon themselves. But let's continue. The majority of the 11 million single-parent families in the United States are headed by single mothers, according to the census. However, that statistic does not show how many of these women chose to start a family on their own. These 4 women are creating a life that they want. They decided to not wait for a partner to make a family. Even though they are single, the project doesn't focus on being alone. For each woman, the road to becoming a mother was challenging and complicated, but the results were transformative and joyful. Guys, this is the most selfish crap I have ever heard. Look at this, okay? These 4 women are creating a life that they want. What about the kid? This is the thing about all these girls getting on social media for attention and all this kind of crap, guys. It's purely selfish. It just absolutely is, okay? These girls who are these 4 in this story, right? They're going out there to be a single mother by choice. Yeah, you're damn right it's what they want. It's not what the kid wants. Okay? Where's the father that's going to be in these kids' lives, man? I find this crap so absolutely disgusting, where we're just praising these girls for whatever decision that they have, that they go out there and make. Doesn't matter how it impacts other people. Doesn't matter how it impacts their relationships or their children, guys. Apparently we're just out here making these decisions and, patting women on the back for ruining lives, to be quite honest with you, okay? Now, guys, I'm going to pull up one final Reddit article, and we're just going to wrap up today's episode with that because I think that this is quite enough for today's episode. So let's have a little bit of a look at this. This right here is an article from our favorite subreddit, gentlemen. It is titled, "Sometimes a woman is single because she settled, not because she was too picky. When can a woman talk about how bad it feels to get dumped by a man she lowered her standards for? Are women too picky, or are they discerning about incompatibilities but talked out of their instincts because being single is stigmatized and weaponized as a measurement of a woman's desirability? Women that date men need to understand that it's not a man will waste your time if you let him, but that a man will waste your time by being covertly and overtly deceptive, and that society will simultaneously scare you about being single and shame you for choosing the wrong man or allowing him to waste your time. Discern between accountability and over responsibility." Just absolutely poetic, guys. We've got Shakespeare over here, the relationship expert. And I'm going to take a blind stab in the dark here, gentlemen, and say that this woman is over 30 and she is still single, okay? These girls are out here, man, crying left, right, and here's the thing, okay? These girls complain so much about, the lack of attention, the whatever else, okay? But one thing that they also complain about is, I keep getting fooled by guys. Guys keep telling me that they're going to give me a relationship and then know then they don't end up giving me a relationship. These guys who these women are chasing, anyone who stops to think for 2 seconds knows that you're not going to get a relationship out of that man. But you want to go out there, you want to try, you want to, just sleep with him on the first date, and I'm sure things will be fine. You were just another notch in the guy's belt. Okay, these top 10% of dudes, these top few percentage of men, you're damn right they don't want to have a relationship with you, and it's not rocket science to figure it out. Okay, these girls want to go out here, make these decisions, and then pretend as though the results weren't going to happen all along. Guys, this stuff is so damn obvious. I tell you what, okay, if you see this woman, I'm going to pull this up one final time, okay? This woman right here, guys, girls like this, they'll go out there and date, and then they'll turn around and be like, oh, I keep getting tricked by guys. Why won't men just give me a relationship? It's like, can we just use our thinking caps for a moment here, boys? Okay? Of course, dudes up there are not going to give you, the relationship that you want. That guy who's earning six figures, that guy who's 6 feet tall, he does not want a single mother. Guys, we are going to be ending today's episode there. As always, make sure you leave your thoughts and your comments, gentlemen. And as always, if you're interested in supporting the channel, make sure you come and join us on Locals, guys. It's totally free to go over in there and join. In case we get booted off of YouTube, guys, make sure you are over there. And also, there's a support option if you're interested as well. And that has a promo code as well, so you get the first month for free over there if you're interested. But guys, we're going to be calling it there. So as always, gentlemen, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you boys in the next episode. Peace.